everywhere I go. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Then we start swaying. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
My name is Art Bloom, and I'm the co-director and accompanist for the Arbor Acres Sharps and Flats. The Sharps and Flats are a 70-resident show choir who sing and dance and act and just have a great time. We rehearse every week for an hour and a half, and we perform twice a year in the spring and for Christmas.
You wait until the last verse, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pretend you're going to just wave to everyone, okay? So make it a big gospel wave. Ready? So it's this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You got it.
Okay.
Okay, so you just play.
You don't want me to sing with him as a duet in the solo?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I started with the Sharps and Flats, I was doing sing-alongs for a respite care group for memory-challenged adults. And what this taught me was that it was amazing how people who had short-term memory loss could remember all of the songs, and they knew every word to every song. I then started researching music and memory and realized that there are so many documented cases and research projects that have been done that demonstrate the power of music to keep our brains young.
My name is Bill Hazard. I'm a physician, a geriatrician, which means I prefer and have been trained and experienced in caring for older people. And I was the first person in this country to dedicate my career to geriatrics. On this campus, there are people living independently, all the way from that to totally disabled. And Sharps and Flats is relevant to people at all levels. Sharps and Flats and the staff that support that enable everyone to benefit and remain more engaged and have a better quality of life.
Another big difference with the Sharps and Flats is that we intentionally give them very challenging music to learn. We've done things in 6 different languages, and when we start, they say, we can't do this. There's no way we can learn this song in a foreign language. And by the end of the rehearsal period, they feel such a sense of accomplishment when they do it.
The evolution of the Sharps and Flats was quite remarkable in that it became increasingly sophisticated. It was on that course. They enforced a certain discipline and level of quality of performance, and that has perpetuated to today where they really can produce quite an extraordinary theatrical experience for the participants and for the audience.
Came aboard 2 by 2, and then it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Boo-hoo! saved his family and a month-long floating zoo. Sleigh bells ring, and I'm listening, but I'm turned in that twisted.
Where am I? Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Hello, everybody. My name is Miriam. What's yours? So, let me entertain you. Let me make you smile.
My name is Mary Wakeford, and I'm a member of the Sharps and Flats. The Sharps and Flats experience has, first of all, been very pleasant, really fun. I love it. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would get to sword fight on stage.
Sharps and Flats have given me something to do. I mean, I have really enjoyed my time. I didn't realize I could have that much fun singing.
Sharps and Flats is a good example of the kind of activity that positively builds community. But the fact that Sharps and Flats produces something that requires cooperation. I do my part, you do your part, and together we make something. That creates community better than just being nice to one another.
The idea of social connection is so important. The social connection has such a positive impact on cognitive status. There is a correlation between isolation and memory loss. And the idea that we have individuals that are participating from all levels of care that have some early forms of dementia or Alzheimer's or like disorder, they're frankly living longer, more independently, and we can attribute that in many ways to the work that Sharps and Flats does on a routine basis.
I think some of the most extraordinary accomplishments have been to watch our very, very frail residents who are still perfectly capable of singing wonderful old songs and performing, and who are finding tremendous vitality and life in doing so.
Edie was a lady, although her past was shady. Edie had class with the capital K.
say, and
Well, you've already told them I'm 101.
No, I want you to tell them. Tell the camera.
Well, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, Art.
One of my goals in trying to decide what music we do in Sharps and Flats is I really look at the talent and I try to figure out how am I going to be able to showcase each person's individual talents, whether they can sing or dance or act or say a funny line. There's a way to showcase everybody in Sharps and Flats.
Hello, I'm gonna speak. I'm Sharps and Flats. It makes me very happy.
Yes.
Happy.
Some of the effects that I have seen over the past few years from the Sharps and Flats for our residents has been the ability for some of our independent living residents to be able to age in place at home longer, especially when it comes to some of our residents who have been diagnosed with the early stages of Alzheimer's and dementia. We know that we've had residents who, without the Sharps and Flats concerts and the practices and just the constant routine that they're in, that they would have actually had to have moved out of their home much sooner.
I'm surrounded by people who are variously impaired, and they're all contributing, and they're all going above and beyond. I don't think there's a program like it in the country.
In 10 years, as the baby boomers age, 20% of the American population will be senior adults, and people are living longer and healthier. So the time is now for us to think about innovative ways to keep people productive, engaged, and healthy. So why don't we put on a show?